Also, Sunday back again with another video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that bell so notified when I do go live, when I drop all the latest vibes. Guys, this is crazy. I just found out about this game. It's not out yet. This was announced like 2 years ago. This developer, I come to find out, crazy enough, this is a single indie game developer creating this game. I've done some research and seen that he's been looking for people to do like voiceovers for the game, to do like animations for the game. So he's pretty much just like a one-man team, slowly trying to get people to work on this game. But this was dropped 7 months ago by him. Like his name is Folix. They're based. The company, or his gaming company, is based out of Germany, and this game was shown at the Games Made in Germany event in 2024. So let's check this out. It's called Morbid Metal. It's supposed to be like a roguelike hack and slash, but I saw like a quick little trailer of it. Just, I don't know, when you're in the game sphere of game, you'll just randomly just come across stuff. And this, like I said, this looks freaking crazy. This looks like something I would definitely be interested to play. And like I said, it's like a hack and slash roguelike, the classic like Devil May Cry, just beat 'em up type. And there's like a mechanic where you can shapeshift in real time with the combat between like multiple characters that have variations of moves and weaponry, and that can get upgraded. It's enough talking. Let's just check it out. Morbid Metal. Shapeshift. Slaughter. Die. We don't want to die. Repeat. Returnal vibes. Oh. Hey. Oh. I love the character models. That ninja character model with the great sword. And there's the katana great sword. Okay, we got projectile slices, flashes. Okay. Okay. Hey. You got my attention. Music's cooking. Boss fight. After images. Cleave. Now, music by Blue Stolly. Screen Juice. Okay. Made with Unity. Bro, if they got the right team behind this,
I was at the doctor's
this could
and
get
got my
like
blood
it comes
levels
with Unreal
checked,
Engine
and
5.
actually
This could be
iron
a
is
problem.
not in a deficiency anymore. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
So
He did not.
This
He
pretty
did not
great.
care.
I mean,
He
iron
did
is
not
a metal,
care.
and I'm kind of
Okay,
morbid,
let's get.
so that
Okay.
Game
yeah.
and started
Stop
this
trying to be
slot.
funny.
Welcome.
Let's get to it.
Hey, everybody.
All right, this is the developer here talking.
Was a really good introduction. I mean, I haven't heard that before as an introduction.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, fair enough. Yeah.
I take
Points for
that.
creativity for sure. Yeah.
I mean, it's actually true. It's a actually true story, though.
I think he hovered over the leave leave button right now, but you're still here. That's great. Glad to have you, Felix. You brought
so crazy, bro,
some
like,
B-roll material.
It's
to
so many
look at
games
with,
that you
with us
don't
together.
know about
Let's
until you know
start
about
the
them. Like,
B-roll, and maybe you can tell us while we look at the
don't
first
even know
like
about
few
it. You
minutes
know,
of it.
like even
what
the people, like
we
only
can
if you
expect
know
from the game.
type of game, and they could be
Of
like some
course.
games that will end up being
yeah.
your most
So,
favorite games
first
of all
Morbid
time.
Metal is a hack and slash roguelike where you
Okay.
can shapeshift between different characters to,
Okay.
you know, slaughter your enemies with really cool combos. You're gonna see that in a second. You kind of can press.
Okay, so we see it's three forms right now. That's like one is this on the left D-pad is like the ninja. He did the top right, what was like the black robot, and I don't know what this other one is so far. We got the health bar. I don't know what these two numbers mean yet. On the right, we have like alts. You have like three variations of like alts, or maybe like finishers or combo. Like if you build up enough, like maybe like damage or something, you can the cooldown or something like that. Okay.
A button like you would in a shooter game where you switch weapons, but instead here you can switch the entire character and basically shapeshift into
I
a
like the
different one.
movement.
And then each character has abilities
Okay, choose a routine. Chain lightning, Vecca's standard attacks, rebound to nearby enemies. Oh, okay, so it's almost like a ricochet.
and you can use them to,
I like that. I like
create really
the
cool
character
combos
models a
that
lot.
you um, well,
I like that
slaughter your
running.
enemies with, right? We're all about,
It looks very smooth,
action-packed
right?
gameplay and
Again, this
just
is
having
a
fun
single
with some
player. This is
badass
a
action
single
shooter
developer
game where
creating
you switch
this.
weapons. But
So I'm kind of
first
talking
of all,
over him.
Morbid
Let me
Metal is a hack and slash
rewind.
roguelike where you can shapeshift between different characters to, slaughter your enemies with really cool combos. You're gonna see that in a second. You kind of can press a button like you would in a shooter
You definitely get that Devil May Cry with like your letter grade up here. You see how once he killed the first enemy, it gave him like a D letter, and then with this, it's like building up a C grading.
game where you switch weapons, but
Definitely
instead
reminds me of Devil
here
May
you can
Cry.
switch the entire character and basically shapeshift into a different one. And then each character has abilities
Okay, so let me rewind just a little bit.
into a
I just
different
want
one.
to see what all
And
these
then
say.
each
So choose a routine, chain lightning, Verka's standard attacks, rebound to nearby enemies, ghost absorption. Killing an enemy grants a temporary damage boost based on the enemy's maximum health, plus 5 2-point health as damage, and a critical opportunity. Verka's regular attacks have a chance to become a critical strike. I would probably do that. Okay. All right, and then I guess so. It's like depending on the character that you finish, like defeating those certain enemies with, or that wave or whatever, then it will the routine will switch to like to help out whatever character model you are changing to at that time.
character has abilities, and you can use them to, create really cool combos that you, slaughter your enemies with.
Yeah, so even this character got a whole new set of like the whole R Q. This looks like it could be like a shield or a barrier, a projectile, or maybe like a magnetic. This looks like a whirlwind move. Okay.
Right? We're all about, action-packed gameplay and just having fun with some badass action
I love the way he
robots
moves.
and robot samurais that are just kind of destroying other robots. Really,
Mm.
that's what we're doing here.
Oh,
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, I just wanted to
this
say
is
that it's
sick.
very fast-paced, and I understand now because background info, backstory here. You
This is
gave us
dope.
B-roll
Ooh.
material last
Ooh.
year at the Games Made in Germany event.
Ooh.
I played the game myself,
Oh.
and I quote. He said, "Let's look at some B-roll because the game should be played by players that are good at the game." To show
Okay, so now with this character, his name is Flux. So the samurai looking thing is Flux. The other one was Krager, I think. I gotta look back at it, but Echo Strike, Bleeding Edge, Flux. Flux's Nano Blade inflicts bleeding on enemies, or Nano Blade battering around. Flux's Nano Blade weakens the enemy's defense, or Ghost Absorption, killing an enemy grants a temporary damage boost based on the enemy's maximum health. Okay.
showcase it the best. I understand now why you said that, because what you show here is pretty impressive. Like changing the like what
Again, this is innovative, bro. To like, it's almost like how fluid and reactive, and like being able to freeze enemies that like the mechanics of Black Myth. That's why I love Black Myth so much. Like those mechanics were so refreshing and innovative, and they felt so damn responsive. And it's like, bro, the fact that you can literally catch a character mid attack and just freeze them, and it looked flawless. Like the fact that you could be mid fight, you do a counter or a dodge or a parry, and even in the midst of a parry or just like the dodge, you can immediately switch to a whole nother character skin, a whole nother set of moves, finishers, alts, projectiles, throwables, AoEs, and continue the fight. That's this pretty creative from this one person's like brain. So hats off to him. This is pretty dope. I look forward to whenever this gets like a demo release date, or if it comes to console or PC.
what is it? Are we a robot ourselves? changing the appearance, the
Yes.
character mid-air to do another combo is
Look
pretty
how
cool.
fast you move.
Yeah, exactly. We are essentially playing an AI that is kind of like trapped in a machine learning simulation kind of.
One thing I do hope that it doesn't become too linear. Like it doesn't seem like you're just taking one straight line. Like I don't want to get like that Blade Runner, not Blade Runner. Yeah, is it Blade Runner? Or like a you know what I mean? Like I don't want it to feel too linear as almost it feels kind of like one dimensional. Like it's not really. Now, granted, it is an indie game, so at the end of the day, it's not going to be too crazy. But I do want it to feel like the level has some life to it, has some actual body to it. You know, I want to be able to go left and right sometimes. It doesn't always have to be just run straight through. You know what I mean? I want some options of traverse here or knock this down, open up another passageway. So I hope we can see that as the game gets further in development and we see more.
Thing where it is kind of iterating and trying to learn the ropes of this combat. And
That's fire, though.
exactly, you
This is
just
sick.
chain abilities to one another. It's very fast paced and it's mechanically not too
This
casual.
is
I
sick,
mean, you
bro.
can go, you can get some way by just mashing buttons for sure. But at some point you will need to deliberately do certain actions.
Dude, the
with certain
freaking-
combos in mind to
The
get very
damn
far.
So it's
the
aimed
I'm
at
very
the
sorry.
freaking like
no problem.
grapple,
it's
like,
aimed at the
force.
try.
the grapple like plasma force that this character does is sick. Just to like pull an enemy towards
with
you,
certain
like get
combos
over
in
here.
mind to get
Put him
very
in
far.
like
So it's
And
aimed
I'm
at
very
the.
a idle status for a second and just deal damage, and then you can switch off, go to another. Like, oh,
Sorry.
this is crazy.
No problem.
Then this is another one. Oh, this is the Flux again.
Yeah.
It's aimed at the try-hard players, right? So it's like
I wouldn't say so. No, it's not that difficult. I mean, it is a little mechanically challenging at the start, but we did numerous tests with different groups of players, and it's definitely very achievable to get into it after a short while. It's just a little tricky to
That's
get used
fire,
to it
though.
at the very beginning, just because you need
I
to
have
be,
to lower my
think
expectation.
about,
Remember,
you
this
have
is an
multiple
indie game,
characters,
so
and
it's like
they
only
all
so
have
much
their
that
own
he can
abilities.
do.
But once you get the hang of it, after like, I don't know,
Imagine this
roughly
was a
half an hour,
AAA game, though.
you can really start to see how players are
But
actually
I
deliberately
bet you
doing
when a
that and
game like this
actually
comes out,
doing
when
what
his
they're
game
supposed
comes
to.
out, it's gonna be a
So
company
it's not
that
that
like
try hard actually.
takes that
I mean, it's a
concept
roguelike
and
after
who
all, so
is a
roguelikes are in
AAA and
general
like
not that
goes full
easy.
throttle.
But
But
it's
I
definitely
just like
achievable.
pay him
And
some
that's kind of
respect
what
and
we
like
want as
put
well,
him
right?
on
We
that
don't want
next
to
project,
give players
to put
the
his
hardest of
mind
times,
at work
although
with
we
a
definitely
AAA budget.
need to give them a challenge. But one essential thing
That
that is
boom,
really important
that
for us is
freaking
we
boomerang.
want players to have fun, and for that we also want them to, for example, after a long day at work or wherever,
This is cool,
go
though.
home, have some really cool time
This
with
is
just
fucking
slaughtering
sick,
enemies
bro.
and
And the
just
blade
forget
just
about
stayed
whatever is
that.
going on and just
Oh
have a good time. And for that, we definitely don't want to exclude
Freaking
less
awesome.
talented players.
Yeah, so it's like rooms or like
I
waves
feel very included
until you
right
get to
now,
a certain point, and
in
then
the
I'm
player
guessing you
base.
fight a
You
boss.
said we want and we try. You developed the game
Yeah,
solo.
so it's almost like I get a sense of like, it's like think of it like Mario, the classic Mario's where you have levels that are a certain size, and at the end there's a boss. You beat that little level, and then you see a bigger map, and it's like you're like level 1 or part 1 or the little area. Like, let's just call this area like Fuji. The Fuji was the first little level. The next level is called Kojima. That's the next level. The next level, the third level, is called Roki or something like that, like or Roshi. Like, these are little maps, and there's like, I mean, honestly, like a game like this that looks like this, I would try to put like a decent amount of it in there just so the game doesn't feel too quick. So I say like do like 30 levels, depending on how long an average player like can get from start to finish, like from start to the actual boss part. Do like 30 chapters, and then that's your game right there. You get like at least 10 hours of gameplay out of this, with it being an indie game. Be sick.
for some time, right? Now you say we. What changed?
Exactly. So starting off, when I first worked on the project, that was actually still in university as like a side thing, and that kind of got bigger and bigger. And at some point, especially when I started, posting stuff on social media to see if I'm the only one that is really into this. I mean,
So
at the
yeah, I'm
start, I
saying like you
really
literally
just
are
developed the
just it's
game
like
kind of for myself because that's something I really
it's like simulation rooms. So it's just like, oh, you go through this door. This is a little area of little enemies you gotta fight. Then you clear that, you go to another door. Clear that area, go to another door. And it's pretty much you just seeing how far you can get, beat the boss, and then that's the whole area is completed. So you're trying to do it all without dying. But if you die, I think you restart from the whole beginning of the whole like phase. So in a sense, it's kind of like Returnal, because like Returnal, if you died uh in the one area, then you restart that area. But if you made it to the second area, then you would open up a passageway that would get you back to the new area quicker. I'm wondering if this could be implemented in that, to where like if I die at like the second stage after beating the first level boss, do I just restart at the second level, or like having a passageway through the first level immediately back to the second level, you know what I mean, to continue my progression.
really wanted to have as a game, but that wasn't out there. And that kind of transitioned to becoming a way bigger thing than I originally anticipated. And publishers were contacting me. People wanted to see if there's a possibility to make this a little bigger and actually, form a studio around this. And that's what I did. So I negotiated a publishing deal. And
Congratulations, man.
formed a studio, and now we are a small studio working on the game, led by me, and it's really cool.
Dude,
It's really cool
the
to
green
go
robotic
from
ninja
from
dude, yeah,
solo
the
to
Vexus.
to
Oh,
studio
almost
for
died.
sure, in numerous ways.
So it's Iku,
But it's
Flux,
really
and
cool to
Vector. Dude,
have
Vector
other
is
people that
sick.
are
I
also
like
passionate
Vector.
about the
His
project,
force
also
fields,
working
his
on them,
freaking
and
Beyblade.
have their own thoughts
Fire.
and ideas and ways of how they see the game influence the product in the end. And it's a really fun thing, and I love my job actually.
Now, this, I know, it's on my mind, so maybe on others. I know it seems like the combat is repetitive right now, but from what I've seen, as you progress through the levels, you will get different combinations, different like finishers and things. So it just looks the same for right now, because this is just like a little play test. It's just a demo. So they can't show all the weapons or upgrades that you would get to a weapon, or how like the character would actually fight and like the max level, or being upgraded to like level 3, level 5, 7, etc. So
It's awesome.
How many people are working on
That
the
is
game
so-
now,
that-
and how is it different
freaking
for you personally to
telekinetic
work on
just-
it now?
So it fluctuates because I mean we do have a creative core of 8 people, but we of course also work with freelancers here and there. So at our peak
This is
this
fire,
year, for
though.
example, we were
This is pretty
16
cool.
people, but it was only for like two to 3 months. But usually it's around 8 to 10 people working on the game.
That's a lot of
And,
people working on a game. Like from 1 to 8 to 16 people. I know lots of indie studios who like developed a game with 3 people for
brought him up out the
17 years
ground.
or so. And now you just jumped from 1 to 8 to 16. The game really must have like caught the attention of some really powerful people.
Powerful.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't like going from from 0 to like 300 or something. It was definitely a gradual process, and that was like also very important for everybody involved.
Yeah, I like Vector's
to
moveset.
not
It's freaking fire, bro.
get too big too quickly, because that is definitely one of the hardest things. I mean, just having more people doesn't necessarily make it so that you're more efficient or just can develop a better
Big
game.
facts.
like there's so much
If you can
management
do the
involved. I
job
had to learn
with
this
3
as well,
people,
right?
do it with 3 people.
When you
If you
work on a
can't
game alone,
do it with as many
you can
people
manage
as you
yourself.
need,
You can do whatever you
not
want,
that you want.
basically. But as soon as other people are involved, you need to make sure that not only they know
camera.
what they're supposed to do, but you also need to share your vision with them in a way that is understandable and that you can all go in the same direction in the end. And that was a process for
How
sure.
much would
Like
y'all pay for
the
a game
first
like
months
this?
of like
I feel like
getting
30
people on
bucks
board
max would be
were
pretty good.
very,
But depending on how
there was a
big the
very steep
game
learning
is,
curve.
because he
Let's
said
say
like he's
that.
got
Mistakes
more
were made
developers.
and
He's
things
at an
didn't work
actual
out
like
right
studio
off the bat. And we
partner with an
definitely had
actual
to,
studio now. It's growing, so
get bigger as
who
a
knows the
studio
size of
bit
it
by
at this
bit.
point. Like I said,
So
this
for the
was
first 6 months, we were like 3 to 4 people, and then gradually increase the headcount with whatever position we needed to fill to get assistance. And that was the only way we could even get to this point where we are now with 8 to 10 people. Most of the time, because if we would have just
Kamehameha blade.
hired 10 people right off the bat, I think this whole thing would not exist anymore, and we would have failed miserably because nobody would have, especially me,
Ooh,
I wouldn't have known what I
smooth,
was
clean
doing.
down.
Right, I
Oh,
went from solo dev
clean
to
dodges.
leading a team. That's a whole different thing than actually making a
Yeah.
game.
Since that used to be only your vision, I'm interested to
This
hear
is
what
sick, bruh.
someone new on the team implemented in the game that you really like.
Sometimes it's fun to just
Okay,
like
sure.
pick the controller up and just beat some ass.
So especially visually, like
But yeah, what I was
start
saying
of
is
the,
like, let me pause real quick so I don't talk over. But yeah, what I was saying is like, who knows like how big this project will get at this point from when he's talking about, or how big it is now from this point. Because like I said, this was 7 months ago, and this project was literally announced like 2 years before that. Just like a trailer of it was like shown 2 years before that, and and obviously it's like that long ago because it was just him working on it. But 2 years later from that point, and just what 7 months ago is when he posted this video, that he's announced that like, hey, our team is growing. I'm a part of an actual studio now, so I have more helping hands in it. More people are even asking to be a part of it. Every day, publishers, creators, actual gaming developers, etc. So who knows how big this game can get by the time it does get like an official release date or an official like playtest demo. So who knows? It may be worth a full price if this game could potentially turn into a AAA game. Like I said, right now these maps are pretty linear and they're pretty just like wave, or there's like more like a wave rush, hack and slash. You know what I mean? You're just going through a door, beating boss, going through a door, beating the boss, trying to survive. And then get to the boss, build it, and then if you get to the boss and beat that boss at that level, then you cleared that level. You know what I mean? So you go to level 2 and you keep going. So who knows by the time this gets a release date or playtest or demo, if this will be still an indie game, mechanically, functionally, who knows if this will still be a indie game, or will it have moved up to a single A, double A, or triple A game by the time it gets those announcements, or the time that it actually does officially release. Like, the potential is there for this game to be freaking pretty damn good. You know what I mean? Like, the concept is pretty awesome. So who knows? You get it in the right hands, this could be a problem. This could be very fun. Like I said, right now, I would buy this for like $25-$30, depending on how long the game is. Yeah, it looks just fun. Something just fun to pick up and you gotta go crazy, do some crazy like speed runs or crazy like no hit runs, or like I'm only using this character, or I'm only using this weapon, or you know what I mean. So
Team process or team building process was a lot of artists coming on board. So that's where it started. And we, for example, implemented something called the void. You could see that right at the start of the video. It's basically a layer underneath the training simulation that the player is playing in. it's a whole narrative concept that we're going into, but this void is a place that the player returns to frequently throughout the game, not only for story but also for gameplay and additional content. And it's definitely something that was not initiated by me. In the end, it was a team effort that we kind of grew into. So it was well, the idea came from our narrative designer, and we
how smoothly you
kinda
can
took
change
that
into one
and
character
saw,
to the
okay,
next
this is a really cool
has got
concept
to
and
be
it fits
noted.
really well into this world. How can we leverage this gameplay-wise as well, right? And
Oh my
because we
God.
are all about gameplay, it's really
Oh,
important that we make sure all the
that
mechanics we
freaking
develop
boomerang
and bring
ninja dude.
into the
This
game
dude right
kind of
here,
support
the
that
Vector dude,
that
his
core
moveset
idea
is
that we
so
have with the game. We
sick.
just want players to have fun and don't
And
get
that blade literally
overwhelmed
tracks
by
and it can stay idle
stuff
and
that
just, oh my God.
kind of withholds them or makes them not enjoy the combat as much as possible. So everything that is going into the game needs to support that, and that also was part of the Void, for example, where we took that concept and saw, okay, how can we implement this in the gameplay as well, not only just for
Special
our
charge
story
loss.
and the overall world. So yeah, that was, for example, one thing. Yeah.
Talking about adding stuff into
That-
the game,
yeah.
what are the
Oh
next
my
like
God.
steps in the development
That's
process?
so
And
sick, bro.
maybe after that, when can players get their hands on the game within like an early access or demo or stuff like that?
Okay, yeah, good thing that you said early access. We are actually aiming for an early access release. I cannot tell you when exactly, but people should definitely stay tuned for announcements for that in the coming months. But that's currently our next big goal, to have an early access version ready. That's how we are going to go about the project. I think it's really important for us to develop this with the community and get feedback as early as possible. I mean, it's a game that is made for players, right? We want players to have fun, and for that we need their opinion. But our next steps are basically taking what we have here and getting our content up to speed. I mean, what you see here is just a part of the game. It's the first biome out of many, and we definitely need to.
I like that first biome out of many. He didn't give a specific number. Good. Smart man. Don't limit yourself, because you may say a number right now and then you start creating. It's like, dude, I want to create a level within a level within a level. Freaking yeah. So I like many. Many means at least more than 10. In my mind, at least more than 10. And just this wave alone, that this dude hasn't died yet, and it's taken what 15 minutes. It still hasn't got to like the major boss yet. So
to amp up, of course, the content for that. We also are currently working on our meta progression, which is definitely a challenge to develop, especially for a roguelike, where you usually have your progression of the course of around 10, 15, maybe 20 hours. You can't really test that right off the bat, right? You can't just play 10 hours and see how it plays out. You need to have a lot of way more methodical design processes than I usually like to work with. I'm definitely usually very iterative and like to see how things actually play out when they play out. So that's something that we're currently definitely challenging ourselves with, but yeah, that's kind of what we're doing right now.
Awesome.
And also, one thing, if you are going to be visiting Dokumi in a couple days, you will actually be able to play this version of the Morbid Metal right there. It's the first time we actually let the public play any part of Morbid Metal, and I'm really excited to see what people think about it. So yeah.
That sounds really exciting to see people actually play the game for the first time. I wish you a lot of luck for that. Is there anything that you definitely want to tell people now that we are at the end of the slot?
I would definitely want people to
that after image dodge
wishlist
of
the
like
game,
his multiple,
of course, and keep an eye on it. I hope the gameplay excites you just as much as it excites me. I haven't actually looked at this gameplay for a while
Whoever's playing
now.
is pretty good at it, though.
After a version is finished, there was a lot of time where other
Dude,
stuff had to be done.
This
aside
Vector, it
game
looked like this
development,
dude's
like
favorite
business
character.
development, stuff like that.
It
So it's really
turning into mine.
really motivating and getting me back into the hype for my own game. Really,
Do you get
watching this
health?
footage again.
Like, do
So
you
I
have
hope that
healing
the
pots,
same
or do
thing
you get
for
healed
people watching
from
the stream
doing
right now.
damage?
And if that is the case,
Phase 2.
definitely let me know. Let me know what you think about the game, and yeah, be sure to stay tuned for additional news regarding a possible demo or early access in the coming time. So yeah.
Thank you so much for showing us your game. You heard it here. Wishlist the game now. It's Morbid Metal on Steam. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Morbid Metal. Like I said, it was announced like 2 years ago. Indie project. It's growing now. This was 7 months ago. Shouts out to Folix and his whole team. I'm definitely interested to see more about this. You can, like you said, you can wish list this on Steam. This might just be like a PC only game. But who knows? We're up for the Unity Award. Help us bring it home. This is in 2024. I wonder if they won it or not. But yeah, Morbid Metal. Is it more? But yeah, Morbid Metal. What's your opinion on it? Interested in it? Did it look good? Did it look bad? You liking it? You loving it? You hating it? Debating it? I'm interested in it. Like I said, it has potential. It has a lot of potential. Hack and slashes are coming back, man, with a vengeance from Ninja Gaiden. Getting its reboot from like the remaster to actually the new installment, Ninja Gaiden 4 coming out. So it's a lot of hack and slashes coming. Ties of Annihilation coming. So hack and slashes are definitely starting to cook again. But yeah, Morbid Metal, I'm interested in it for sure, man. I hope to see more. I look forward to seeing like some demo work and some actual like fresh gameplay. Seeing if the world expands, the enemy variation expands. So yeah. That's also Sunny. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.